Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Bunny or Gun Bunny. So this channel is about my journey, and a big part of that journey through guns is the gear itself. Now, I don't know if you have seen all my competition videos, but you can probably see that there is some change in the rigs that I use to carry my belt. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that today because I have a really cool one that has a little bit of a story behind it, but also is, how do I say it? Not like a lesson learned, but just part of my journey of how I evolved from what I was using before to now, and what was I using before and why it sucked and why this is better, and how I learned that firsthand. I'm a big proponent and fan of learning what works for you, but also learning things firsthand rather than just being told something can actually really help you understand why that works or why that doesn't work for you, or etc. And since this is pertaining to me, it could be helpful to somebody else, but that's not necessarily I'm not an expert. I'm not here to be one. This is about my journey. If it's helpful to you, that's awesome. If it's just entertainment, that's awesome too. But before we go deeper into the video, I want to let you know that my YouTube channel is not monetized through YouTube, and I'm not going to be doing sponsorships besides Uncrustables, possibly, if they will ever sponsor me. So I am only supported through my Patreon. I try to post on there a good amount, but things vary. Starting just from $5, you can get different perks, extra content, etc. So if you want to support me and you want to keep seeing stuff, please check that out. I do also, if you don't want to do a subscription-based service, I also have a PO box, and you're welcome to send me stuff there. There is tons of things that I like. It can just be like fan mail. It can be old, tactical gear that you don't need anymore. It can be hedgehog themed stuff. I love a good hedgehog. I love stickers, pins, enamel pins, and patches. So yeah, it's hard to go wrong. But you can send me whatever you want. You can just send me candy if you want. I'm just, or just a letter. I'm happy to hear from people. Yeah, sorry, my cat's distracting. I'm also going to put on the screen right now the thanks to the people of a certain Patreon tier who get like a shout out in the video. We'll go here, and then also my social medias here. I mostly post on YouTube and Instagram right now. Those are the social medias I'm the most active on this list. I would say if you're going to go follow me, those are obviously subscribing to me here and liking this video, because that would be awesome. But Instagram, if you want more gun punting content, that's probably where you're gonna get the most. I have Reddit. I don't really use it that much to post on. I mainly use it to, as a I don't know, scroll, but I do, if you have questions or whatever, I can respond there. So you can always ask my Reddit page too if you want to be more anonymous than Instagram. But now that with that all said, I want to let you know that I post every Monday and Thursday. But yeah, so now that I'm done ranting and wow, sorry, my cat is being really cute. You want to see so cute little pile? Look at him. He's in the tactical pile. Who's a good kitty? Hi, mister. This is Hunter. He likes to hunt. I like to say Hunter has two brain cells. They are cuddles and hunting. Where his sister Houdini, they're actually litter mates, has many more brain cells, and a lot of them include screaming, climbing up of me like I am stairs, or a scratching post, and she likes belly rubs, which is surprising because she's so spacey. Anyway, now that I'm done talking about my cats, I love my kitty. I don't know if I'm allowed to say. Welcome to my channel where I push the limits of what YouTube allows you to say. Let's get back to what this video is about. Also, if you're ever wondering why I love hedgehogs so much and I'm a little bit obsessed with hedgehogs, you should watch my video about my hedgehog shoulder spotter. That is either already out or coming out soon, because it is really funny and explains the not safe for work reason for my love of hedgehogs. Okay, so my original belt that I got for pistol belt was basically a rigger's belt that I got on Amazon. I had this because the other belts I owned were fashion belts and weren't really going to do anything that were strong enough. There were fashion belts that weren't strong enough to hold up the mags. That's what I was trying to say. I didn't script this video, deal with it. Why are you so cute? They're so cute. You love my kitty. Anyway, they were fashion belts, And so they wouldn't really hold anything up, and you know, I can't really use a strap-on belt to carry my guns, or this bondage belt that I have, which is basically like, I can just show you, yeah. So it's very, very thick, multiple layers of leather. My camera's being a dick to me today. I'm not exactly tall enough to really show. If I get farther away, yeah. It's really nice, but it doesn't really do the job of, it actually might be too wide to hold most ammo, like pouches. Though actually maybe I could leave it through here. Ooh, and it has all these attachments for like cuffs and thigh straps. So when I'm done filming the normal segment of this, I'm going to go put on the whole set and possibly see if it will actually function as a belt, because it would be hilarious if it did, and I would totally do that. That's kind of amazing, actually. I love that. Basically, the other belt, you know, I purchased was for my World War II Army nurse uniform, and so it's something like this, and it's not going to hold much weight, but it's supposed to be historically accurate, and so it doesn't really matter that much. Basically, what I was using, and I can't find it actually, which is part of the which was going to be part of the video, but it basically looks like a basic black nylon like rigger's belt, and that had this. The way that it closed is you had to thread. Kind of like this, right, where you have to thread it through something, and then it would, like, if this is Velcro, it would Velcro like this closed. And so if I was wearing it with like pants, like I wore, I will have a picture inserted here of the time I was at Brutality, and I wore like shorts, like jean shorts, and so I had to do the loops, and so it was a pain in the ass every time I wanted to go to the bathroom. I had to like basically unloop the whole thing because my waist is small enough that the overstrap would be going around like halfway around my waist, and so I would basically have to take off the mag belts because they would have to go over it, otherwise they wouldn't be in the right place. It was a pain in the ass. It was not that good of a belt because it was like thick enough, but it wasn't like a pistol belt or the rigger's belt, so it wasn't reinforced in the same way, and so it would like really dig in and be really painful because all of the tension would then go to the center of the strip of fabric, which is already painful. I already have really bad hip issues and hip pain and back issues and like lower back issues and lower back pain, and so this is just adding to it, and I was like, fuck this, I hate this. And then, you know, it was just not a good belt. And so, and oh yeah, so the mag pouches I was using were these. They're pretty good, actually. I still might use them for another like rig, but they are these double, they can hold, you know, a pistol mag and then like a AR mag, which is usually what I use for my what would stone, or do I use P mags, and they have this attachment where you kind of just Velcro it around it, right? The thing about that is that they can slide around really easily if you're not like if it's not woven into a loop like how the other ones, like how other belts work. So these are pretty good. They are surplus from my mentor who didn't need them, so that was really great. But again, the belt can't handle as much weight as a reinforced belt, and it wasn't really made to be a gun belt, so it didn't work that well. So the in comes Central Rifleman, or Russell, or however you know him. I like to know him as Tactical Santa. There we go. Russell is Tactical Santa and helped me out immensely by giving me my new belt, which is made by Whiskey 24. Which is like an actual tactical reinforced belt. And the best part about this is one of the big issues when I was looking for these belts was size. So I'm a very small person. I am about 5'2", 5'3", depending on my spine that day. I weigh less than 100 pounds. I'm like about 95 to 100 depending. I stopped growing when I was 12 because I have a thyroid condition. Anyway. It makes it kind of hard for me to shop for tactical gear, not only because tactical gear isn't designed for women in mind, usually, except for unless it's specialized, it's just not, right? And so one of the issues I was having with chest rigs, which again, Russell, who is Tactical Santa Claus, has helped me with the inverse bandolier, which is really great for boobs. Most of my pants I have to adjust because my legs are long and my waist is small, and it's a whole problem. And I know that a lot of women have this problem, that like clothing size, one, for us just vary immensely. And so what you are, like, if you're a medium in one store, you might be a large or a small in another. Like, there's just, even if they're going by the numbering system, that's not actually like, one, they're not actual human proportions that make sense. Like for me, my waist fits one size, and that my, like, for example, if my waist fits a 0, my pants, but my legs length are size 4. And so I need a weird combo. And so if I wear the 0 pants, then they're too short, but if I wear the 4, they're too big. So that's dumb. I have strong opinions about this. If you can't tell, I love fashion, and also historical fashion is a big passion of mine, but I have strong opinions about it. I will rant to you all day about it, but that's not what this channel is about. If this channel is about it, I would look like that. I would look like, well, less like an idiot than I do on this channel. Anyway. So one of the things is that, like, it made it hard for me to find it. I, usually use children's belts, to be honest. But, so my waist is, by the way, I'm measuring at my belly button because that's where you measure. 23 inches, right? When I measured it for Russell, it was like 22 or something. So, you're like, oh shit. The smallest they go in is 32. And I'm like, magically, at Brutality, Russell shows up with this belt, and it is at its smallest settings. Let me measure it. 24 inches, which is pretty good, which leaves me 3 inches of space, and that can be for bulky clothing, but also there is the way that it's folded over. This adds bulk to it, which will take up space in there, and anything else I add on to that adds bulk is going to make it tighter. But including the insert that comes with it, which I will talk about in a minute. So I don't know if this is just a bigger one that we were able to make, like he was able to make smaller, or if he adjusted it or got it made smaller. I actually don't know, but I'm just thankful, and I'm like, oh yes, the gift from the gods, or the sinistral god, I don't know. Santa Claus, that's what it was. Tactical Santa. I don't know, Christmas is coming soon, right? That's a thing? Okay, cool. I turn as if there's another person in this room, but there's not. It's just me talking to my camera in my apartment. So that's fun. Anyway, and so I literally, day of at this competition, put it on. I'm like, okay, that's amazing. Thank you so much. And not only did he bless me with this thing, he also gave me more mag pouches, which these are slightly easier to use because the way that the retention is on this, it makes it sometimes that like the ridging on magged, it will kind of get stuck and I have to wiggle it out. Where these are like, I almost just said smooth board. That's not what that doesn't apply here, but they're smooth on the inside, much nicer, much like less tight and hard to pull it out. Anyway, yes. Not only is it adjustable from both sides, which makes it much more like variable to size, which is important because measurements change over time and also like throughout the day, depending on how hydrated you are or how much you ate. But it also makes it easier if I'm wearing like pants, because it's just a buckle. It's not this whole Velcro-y doodad that I don't have to take the entire thing basically off to use the bathroom, which is really nice. Or if I wear a skirt, which I will often do, it's not a problem. The other thing that came, this is great, but the other thing that's really cool about this is it's reinforced and I love it. It also has like a Kydex in the middle, but it has both a Velcro and these loops to like, that you can weave the things in like this, right? Which is very helpful. The only problem with belts for me in general is that I am smaller, and so there's a smaller amount of stuff I can fit on it, right? Like if I could fit, a holster, a knife, and 3 mags on it, there's barely any room left on that. And if I'm trying to do partisan, or carry more stuff, or have any ability to move and not just be completely taken up, like my entire torso is taken up, then I can't have that much stuff on my holster. which is why I, now use the inverse bandolier to carry a lot of my mags, which is awesome. And so that's the only limit of belts for me. I also had somebody comment, also by the way, the old belt, my old like dumb little handmade holster is still on this because I was using it for a competition where I still needed that old one, and I haven't changed it over to the other thing that came with this, which is a like QLS fork rig, which basically like lets you slide in a holster, and then it's just a tension holster. And because my race gun for competitions that will allow me to use it as a race gun, the Glockenstock it uses this type of holster, and so I'm going to be switching that over. But it's winter and I don't want to leave the house right now, so I have some time to do that. So I put the Velcro like strappy thing around my waist, and then I put this on it, so I can just take it off in whenever I want, and I just keep the Velcro thing underneath, and that's so cool. Whoever came up with that is just really smart. I think that's awesome. And to now just make it, now you just need to figure out how we can pee in rompers or wearing bodysuits or onesuits without completely stripping down naked. Solve that problem, please. But yeah, you can see that I have a very like small torso. It's very compressed. My organs are not happy about it. So it makes it like anything I'm adding on to the belt is taking up space on my body that could be given to mobility, which is fine. Except for I just have to be very like mindful about where I'm placing that and what I'm doing with that. So, that is definitely a consideration. Hi, Hunter. That's definitely a consideration for me. What was the other thing I was going to say about this? Hey, cutie pie. Who's a good kitty? Oh, the only thing that's a little bit hard about it is removing or like the attachments. So like, for example, if I wanted to take this knife off, I have to, this loop won't fit over this. And so I have to unstring this whole thing. Like I have to take this out of the, connector doodad and unstring the whole thing, which is kind of a pain in the ass. And that's more of it's a problem with this knife. It's not a problem with these mag pouches because they weave into the middle. They don't have to go around the whole like connector bit. So that's the only drawback is of like, I want to put this knife, use this knife on something else. I have to kind of take it apart, which is a pain in the ass, but that's why it's designed for things like this, where you don't have to do that. And so it's more of not how it's like knowing how it's designed and using it for that use. And then if you're not using it for that use, then you kind of have to struggle bus with it, which is fine. You can still use it. It's just going to make it a little harder to work around. So I think that's really cool. I think it is something that is really fun. I used this belt at Moonshine Brutality for my partisan run already. So yeah. And I really like it. I'm going to continue to use it. It fits me really well, thankfully. It's made by Whiskey 24, so props. And also thank you to Russell again, because this is awesome. And now I don't hate pistol belts anymore because that one was just causing me so much pain. And now, what I promised from the beginning, I'm going to go get the whole leather set and try it on now for hilarity's sake, and also for my own entertainment. Oh, the other thing I was gonna say about this strappy thing that goes underneath it, I think it's supposed to go through your pant loops. Now, if I wear there was one one outfit that I wore to Brutality where I was actually wearing like shorts that had pant loops, and so you can just keep that on, and then you don't have to wear the belt all the time. You can just put it through your pant loops without putting the whole belt with the holster and all the stuff, because that won't fit through your pant loops. So it solves that problem, which I think is pretty cool. But I don't wear pant loops that often, but if I am, that's helpful. But it's also just nice because like I don't want to be wearing the weight all the time. Like if I'm not on the stage and I'm not on deck, I'm not going to be wearing the belt. And so it's nice for me to do that too. So this whole thing, this rig that I'm using now, isn't the whole thing. I left out, there's a choker or collar, there are ankle cuffs as well, but that's not really relevant to this right now. Hunter, what are you doing, buddy? Sorry. But it's really nice. It comes with all of these little things. I love the fleur-de-lis. Now let's see if I can remember. So these are thigh straps. There are 2 of them, and they are able to connect. I think they should be, if my brain wants to let me remember how this is done. I remembered. So there's these 2 little pieces, and you put them together like at the right like length you want. And I was just turning into a gear tour of my dungeon. I don't know, wait. Does my tactical gear, like accumulation, cost more than my like Kick a BDSM gear now in terms of accumulation? Of like how much I have and like how much all of it cost? Because Kick a BDSM gear, nice gear is comparable, if not sometimes more expensive. Like a St. Andrew's cross can cost as much as an AR. I actually don't know that. I think it's actually a pretty close race. How much have I spent on each one? More on BDSM gear, but that's different. But yeah, no, that's actually really interesting. I don't know. I want to say it's a close race. Probably because I don't own that many guns yet. I've broken a good amount of like expensive BDSM gear though. They just don't make impact toys strong enough. Anyway, so I have these, and what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna step back. And so I'm gonna put the belt on. It's so thick. Both in like this width and like the other one, you know, width. It's very nice. It's like a sexy back brace. Also, for the person who told me I was wearing my belt too high, I wear my belt around my waist. I know not everyone does that. Some people wear them lower. I don't do that because it rubs against my hip bones and the hips really hurt all the time, so there's a lot of inflammation. It's really not comfortable, but also it's perfectly acceptable to wear your belt around your waist. Like, you know that, right? It's like very uncomfortable for me to wear around my hips. Also, my hips are not designed in a way that support that. My hips are, like my body is designed in a way that belts should go here, where there's like an indent and then it goes out so that like when it, so you know, it doesn't fall or move up. It's almost like I was, the shape of my body lends itself more to a different thing than other people. Like, it's crazy. Sorry, I'm being sassy right now. It's all the leather. It's also because I've been filming for a long time. So I'm gonna put on one of the like leg thingies, the thigh cuffs. It's not a garter. Move my tripod. So I put on one, and then I'm just gonna do one side for now because right, and so now that I know what the length is, I can tighten this. Right, and so that is gonna make sure it's extra secure, it's gonna stay there. All right, let me tuck this back in. So now what I'm curious about is, so you see how these are grommeted in? It's very similar to the design of the Whiskey 2-4 belt. And these, but there's actually 2 of them, so I'm just gonna put it through one for now just because it's on me. I probably should have done this before it was on me. I didn't really think it through. Oh my God, wait. Like if I do it when it's not on me, I can make it more secure attachment, but wait. Also the cuff. Wait. Should I do a kinky steampunk run? My cat's purring at the camera 1 minute. But wait, look at this. Wait. And I can do 2. I might have to fully put the mags pouches on this and I'll like do a photo shoot of this later. Oh my God. This is too good. I like this a little too much. Bear behind me, isn't there? Hi, Hunter. Hi, sweetness. You're very cute. Would you like pets, mister? I told you 2 brain cells, cuddles and hunting. All right, I gotta get back to work, Mr. Pantsy Pants, okay?